Hi, I'm Sonya Pearce, a respiratory therapist here at Carolina's Home Medical Equipment, and today I would like to review with you the Philips Respironics System 1 Auto CPAP, which I have right here. It comes with a machine and a heated humidification system over on the other side. You can separate the two, so there are two separate pieces. Most people do use them together, so they do snap right back together. The machine is very user-friendly, easy to use. The big round button is your power button, on and off. Usually it's already preset at the setting the doctor's prescribed for you. The small button to the right side of the power button is your ramp button that allows you to start the pressure low and let it gradually build up to your set pressure. Just helps a lot when you're trying to get used to the prescribed pressure setting. Let's start by talking about the CPAP machine first. This is the power button, so you just turn it off and on right here. Whenever the machine is off, this is the way the screen will look with the 4 squares. As soon as you turn the machine on, you will see your pressure setting in the screen. For instance, right now it's 10.0. That is the prescribed amount of pressure your doctor has ordered. As soon as you hit the ramp button, a triangle will pop up in the screen and the pressure will drop down to a much lower pressure. And the ramp will allow the pressure to increase over a set period of time to make it more comfortable as you're trying to get adjusted to the air pressure. And this symbol here and the number here are your heated humidity setting, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So very easy to turn off and on, only 2 buttons to operate the machine, so once again very user friendly. If we turn the machine around to the back, you have your plug-in here. There is a data card here, which we can use to download the device. The card is easy to remove. Download data, share that report with your doctor, and then the card fits right back into the machine. And there's a washable filter right here on the back of the machine. The filter is very easy to maintain. You just brush the dust off, rinse it off as needed. There is an alternative disposable filter that you can use for allergies, which also comes with the machine. You just fit the filter back inside there. So very easy machine to operate. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the screen display. As I mentioned, this is how the screen will look when the machine is plugged in but turned off. And normally the square that says therapy is going to be a darker shade than the other 3. When the machine is off, you can simply take the on-off button or the dial and turn it, and if you rotate it around, you can go to these other squares. These other squares are actually menus that you can access on the machine. For example, the one that says C-Flex Plus, if I push the dial, I can get into that menu, and I can see what the C-Flex setting is for the machine. Usually this is something that your doctor may also prescribe. And what it is a comfort feature. If your pressure setting is at 10, for example, this will allow the pressure to drop slightly upon exhalation, which makes it more comfortable for you to exhale against the pressure and not feel like it's such a resistance. Now, as you saw, it kicked us out of that menu. If you ever get into one of these by accident, it will kick you back out after a few moments. But the setting right now is at 3, so at the pressure setting of 10 right now, you would get 10 when you inhale. It drops down to 7 when you exhale. And that's something that's automatic, and as I said, it is a comfort feature. Anytime you see the word back, you just push the dial and it'll take you back out of that menu. There's also the setup menu, which will allow us to scroll through some of the settings, and these settings are ones that you can access and actually change on your own. For example, the ramp start pressure at 5, you could actually adjust that on your own, and the ramp time is at 45 minutes right now. You can adjust that as well. So if we wanted to do that, we would scroll to that, push the dial, it starts flashing, and now we can bring that setting down if you wanted the ramp to move faster, at a faster pace. And again, you can Just scroll until you see the word back. Press the dial and it takes you back out of that menu. And then there's also the info menu, which gives information off of the machine. And one of the most useful things in this menu is therapy hours. If we push the dial, you can actually see your last night's usage, a 1 week average, and a 1 month average as far as your hours per night usage. And that's really important when it comes to being compliant with your insurance. Now, some people choose not to look at any of these menus at all, so you can definitely keep it very simple, just turning the machine on and off, pressing the ramp button to start your pressure low, but you can access those menus if you would like to. So now we're going to talk about the heated humidifier for the machine, which is right here to the side of the machine. Of course, it is connected already. This is how it will look at your bedside. The water chamber is right inside. To access that, you lift the lid, and it goes up about halfway. It'll kind of lock into place, and then you pull the humidifier chamber out. To fill it, you just pour the water right through the top. We do recommend filtered or distilled water is actually the best type to use. You fill that right to the max line, which goes all the way around the container. To empty the water out and to clean the container, there's a latch inside right in here. You just push in on that, lift the lid off completely. Now you can dump it out, clean it out, and then it just locks right back into place on the back, and you snap it down. There is a heater plate on the bottom and right inside the unit, allowing you to also heat the water up if you do need more humidity from dryness symptoms. And this just slides in, push it all the way in, and you snap the lid down. And so the humidifier is going to help with the dryness symptoms, and definitely using the heat option is really going to increase the amount of humidity through your mask and relieve dryness symptoms you'll experience from. And you also have an option with the new 60 series System 1 machine of a heated tubing, where you're not only setting the humidity temperature here within the chamber, but also within the tubing, and that helps to cut down on condensation in your tubing. It also helps to keep the humidity more consistent by the time it gets to the mask. There are electrodes in here that need to make a connection with the machine. You just simply line it up with these 3 openings, push it on, and it snaps right into place. Now to remove the tubing, you just squeeze the sides and pull out. Once you have that tubing connected, the machine can recognize that connection, and it gives you an option of turning the heat for the tubing on or off depending on whether or not you want to use it. Now, before we talk about that, let's go back to the machine, and I'm going to turn it on. And remember, in the screen you see your pressure setting, but here you actually see your heated humidity setting. Right now it's currently at 3. This machine is real easy to adjust the heated humidity. It's easiest to do it with the machine turned on. And you just rotate the dial. The maximum is 5, and of course you want to go higher with the setting if you're having dryness symptoms. You want to go lower with the setting if the air is starting to feel too warm, or if you're having a lot of sinus drainage, mucus in the back of your throat. The minimum setting is 1. And then you can also go to 0, and that turns the heat option off if you don't need to use it. Now, I'm just going to leave it right in the middle at 3. Usually 2 to 3 is where we suggest starting it, and you'll just experiment from there. Turn the machine back off. Every time you turn the machine off, it stays at that stored setting, and it won't change unless you manually change it. Now that's how to set the humidity for the water chamber. Now for the heated tube, you go to the setup menu in your screen, and again, that's when the machine is turned off. Push the dial, and now you scroll down, and you come to a section that says heated tube humidification. And if you want to use the heat option for your tubing, you would leave that setting on. If you don't want to use it, you push the dial, the option starts flashing, and you just turn it to off, and then press your dial again to set the tube to off. So as you can see, the Philips Respironics System 1 60 Series Auto CPAP is very simple to use. Again, one button is your on and off. This is your ramp button. If I turn the machine on, your pressure setting shows in the screen. Your heated humidity setting shows down here above the dial. And the ramp button allows your pressure to start low and build back up over a set period of time. Your heated humidity is off to the side. Again, your water chamber is very easy to access. We do have cleaning instructions on our website if you want to review those. And the heated tubing just attaches right here on the front. Squeeze the sides to remove. And again, in the screen, you go to the setup menu to turn the heated tube option on and to set the temperature for the heated tube. It's separate from the heated humidity. On the back of the machine, you have your washable or reusable filter. Just pull that out, brush the dust off, or rinse it off as needed. And in addition to that, there also is a disposable filter. These are usually replaced once or twice a month. They're going to turn gray or brown. At that point, you'll replace them. And they're basically an optional filter for allergies. That would fit right into the machine first. The soft filter side always faces out, and then your reusable filter goes right over top. So if you have any questions concerning the machine, please contact us. We have two therapists here who will be happy to answer your questions, or you can contact your service provider.